Joining me now is Richard Henderson. Morning, Richard. So to start with, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and why you are standing for the member council?
Yeah, my name's Richard Henderson. I'll get the important parts out of the way first. I've been married for 12 years. I've got two children, Annabelle, who's 14, and Elliot, who's 11. I actually met my wife, Leona, when we were in our late teens, so we've been together for 22 years. And she's probably the reason why I ended up coming back farming, because I was quite determined probably not to be a farmer. And decided after my A-levels that I would go off to university. I did a good solid 2 weeks there, got a bit homesick, a bit lovesick, and actually came back to Cumbria, put my wellies on, rolled my sleeves up and got on with farming. It's in my blood, isn't it? That's what they say. So yeah, the reason why I wanted to stand as a farmer representative was really to carry on the good work that I believe has been done from previous farmer representatives, and I also wanted to challenge myself with a new role.
Okay. And why do you think being a member of a cooperative is important to you?
Yeah, I think being part of a cooperative as a farmer is really important. There's transparency within a co-op. You've got different levels of boards, and the information comes from the highest level down to the farmer level. You just don't get that with other companies. Other companies also have shareholders that really come first over and above the farmer who is producing the product. And in reality, that's not a very strong position for a farmer to be in. So if we're part of a co-op, we are stronger together. I think it's a really strong position to be in. The reporting and transparency keeps members trusting the co-op, and I think that's really important.
And what's your perception of First Milk currently?
Green, exciting, regen. It's big. I think there is a slight danger with sticking your head above the parapet, because essentially, if it doesn't go right, then you've exposed yourself. But I really believe that with the testing and the reporting and that sort of real background help, I think we're pushing ourselves out there in the industry, and it's only positive. It's positive for the milk industry as a whole, but also for the members, because we're really setting our stall out as something quite different. And I think as a co-op member, as a supplier, it's only positive, because in reality, what we're doing is we're trying to reduce a carbon footprint of a dairy farmer. All we really want to do is to become a strong co-op or a strong milk processor who can really weather many storms and be up there with the best.
So you touched on this a little bit earlier in your previous answer, but how do you believe First Milk can maintain the trust and confidence of its members?
I've said it before, and I think transparency, definitely. We have this mechanism where information is passed down from the executive board down to the farmer board, then down to the farmer representatives and out to the wider members. And I think that is really, really important, not only when things are going really well, but also when there may be negative aspects of the dairy market. Because if the members are aware of things that aren't particularly going well, then actually we have the information at our hands that we can act on.
And what qualities do you believe you bring to the council?
Yeah, I am passionate about the industry. I'm passionate about First Milk. I've gone on a bit of a journey myself. Previously, in the early 2000s, we'll have been a fully housed herd of high-yielding Holsteins. And, so I've got a lot of background knowledge about that high-input system and how to keep, a Holstein moving in the right direction. 2013, I made a decision to go grazing. So that decision really was driven through a need, or what I felt was a need, for an increase in milk from forage. We were looking for a higher margin. I was looking for probably a slightly better work-life balance. I've had experience with a fully housed herd. I've had experience grazing Holstein cows. And then moving further forward, we decided to go spring calving, and we crossbred an entire Holstein herd to Jerseys, which raised a few eyebrows in the location. And I always like to have a stimulating conversation with neighbours. 2020, we actually took on a second unit. Yeah, I have experience with running 2 units remotely as well. So building teams, building relationships with people. A little bit nearer to date, in 2021, I actually made the decision to move the home farm at the Gill to an autumn block. So it may seem like I've done a bit of this and a bit of that and a bit of the other, but in reality, these have all been very thought out, carefully processed decisions. The real interesting thing is to find out what was the cause of the issue and how can we stop it from happening again. So I really feel I could bring that to the role and to potentially help out any members that may have issues.
Thank you very much.